So we're going to put that band behind the toes. We're in our Pilates stance. Grab close towards your ankles. We'll lie down. Pull the elbows down to the mat. Back of the head is firmly pressing into the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. Spine is imprinting on your mat. And it'll press out and come in. Inhale to exhale. Out and in. So when you're going out, you're firing the glutes, the inner thighs. The navel's pulling in and up. And we go for 4 and 3. Inhaling out, exhaling in. 1 more. We come in, legs together in parallel. Think of the toes wrapping over top of a band, or think of leading with your toes, and here we go. Out and in. Inhale to exhale. We're going to do 10 here. We've got 6 more to go. Out and in. And here's 4. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2, and 1. I want you to flex your heels and we press. Out and come in. Inhale to exhale. Out and in. Keep that back heavy. Keep the wrists straight, by the way, too. Make sure you're not doing anything funky with those wrists. And 3, and 2. Hold it here and bring it straight up. We're going to flex the heels, point the toes. Flex, point, and point. And we go for 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Arms up, slide the hands down. Don't pull, slide until they're pretty much a little bit above the hips, okay? I'm pinching my band with my thumb and second finger. My arms are reaching long. You can keep your head down or nod that chin to your chest, eyes to navel, and we'll start to pump the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Here's 10. Inhale to the nose. Exhale through the lips. If you want more for those back muscles, take the hands up a little higher, but don't go too crazy. Good. If you can't inhale for 5 counts and you catch yourself holding your breath, maybe try sets of 4 counts each. But it's nice and deep. It's not a pumping of the breath. It's growing of the breath. Nice deep inhale. We're squeezing lemons in those armpits. We're working from those armpit muscles. Arms are reaching so long. The shoulders are relaxed. Spine is imprinting. And think of those feet reaching up towards that ceiling. There's just 2 more. Just 2 more sets. Inhaling and exhaling. And 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. And bring it back down. Pull the knees towards you. Get a nice little stretch. And I'm going to take the band off my feet. Take your feet down for a second until we set up with the hands. So I want your arms to be shoulder width apart. Okay? I'm going to pinch again with my thumb and second finger. And I want you to tabletop your legs one at a time. Make sure your spine is imprinting on the mat. So feel like there's a bowling ball on that torso, making that spine nice and heavy. I'm going to draw my chin to my chest. Reach the band for the center of your shins. I'll press down. I'll release. And the head comes back down with the arms going back over your chest. Nod the chin to your chest. Bring the band to your shins. Press it down. Bring it up. And return. And I inhale to exhale. And inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Then I'm going to stay here and press for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hug it in. Nicely done. I'm going to take the band behind my right toes, just the right toes. Try your best to center it in that band. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I want you to bend both knees in. And I'm going to put actually both ends into that right hand as well. My left arm's going to be at my side. Legs together, toes are reaching long. Knees are way in, please, not a tabletop. So I'm going to take my chin to my chest. At the same time, I'm going to push my legs out to a Pilates stance. I'm going to open, close. Bring my feet back to parallel and put my head back down. As I lift up my head, if you're lifting your head, I push my legs out to a Pilates stance. I open, close. Bring the feet to parallel as I come back in and rest my head back down. I inhale, open, close, exhale. And inhale, open, close, exhale. One more time. I press out to a Pilates stance. I open, close. Bend those knees. Good. I'm going to switch the feet, and the band's going to go behind the left. I put both ends into my left hand, and I bend my knees in. My right arm is to my side, right next to that rib cage. And again, if I cue head up, you never have to lift your head. On count one, I push out, Pilates stance. Open, close. Bend the knees into parallel, head goes down. Nod that chin to your chest. Inhale. Open, close. Exhale, release. Eyes to navel, push out. It's an open, close. It's a bend in and a release. Nod that chin. Inhale. Open, close. Exhale. Give me one more, please. We press long. Open, close. Come in strong and release. Good. Take the feet, 2 feet in that band. Good. Legs are up. Arms are going to push down. I'm going to bring my legs down towards the floor. Bring them back up. Reach my arms up to the band. Gets loose. And then press back down. Inhale. Exhale. Arms up. Press down. Lengthen, press into that band, bring it straight up to 90. Up with those arms, push down, anchor that rib cage heavier. Inhale, exhale, arms up, arms down. Lengthen, lift. Can you feel those abdominals? I hope so. Inhale, keep your back heavy, watch how low you go. Exhale. Can you give me one more? This is a lot of work. We go down. We bring it up. Now keep the arms up and rock yourself all the way up. How'd that go? All right. So we're going to go into our rowing series. We're in our Pilates stance. And I'm going to take my band and make an X. And I want you to bend your elbows, connect the knuckles, and sit nice and tall. Shoulders are down. And if you're able, press the back of those legs into the mat. So we're going to inhale to prepare right here. On the exhale, I'm going to round back. Keep your hands attached. Melt those shoulders, eyes to navel. Open those arms out to a V. Thumbs will point down. And I'll reach back and knuckles touch the floor. I lift those arms up and I circle it around. It's going to get a little bit loose. Connect your knuckles. Inhale as we stack up, up, up. Exhale, scoop. Wrap your thighs. The thighs support the abdominals. Open up to your V. Thumb points down. Bring those knuckles back. They touch the floor. Now lift these arms as high as you can. Stay just as high as you come across. Slowly stay forward, knuckle to knuckle. Slowly stack your spine. The band will get tight again. Inhale. Exhale, eyes to navel. Squeeze those inner thighs, wrap them. Open up to a T or a V. Bring those knuckles behind. Lift those arms as high as they can go. Circle around, staying just as high. And then as you come up, turn the palms to you and give me those arms to a 90-degree angle. So they're as wide as your shoulders, so don't be here, be here. And we're going to do a hinge. It's a flat back. And then we come back up. And again, I don't tuck. I don't collapse, I lengthen, and I come back up. I inhale back, don't change those arms. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhaling back. Exhaling up. And 1 more. Good. And then lower it down. Okay, take the band behind you, down on the mat. And I want you to sit on that band. And try to be as best you can centered. All right, so my legs are still together in that Pilates stance. I'll slide my hands down that band, and I take my thumbs right by my armpits and my elbows are pointing down. I'm in a pointed Pilates stance. I'm slightly shift forward, okay? Like you're sitting on thumbtacks. You don't want to be sitting back here. You're going to be up here, palms face forward. We're going to press those arms up this diagonal. My spine went nice and tall. Lower those arms down to your mat. Don't you dare collapse that spine. Bring those arms back up and then circle. And then once you can come around here, you bend your elbows back in. Okay, so come more forward, come more forward. So we're here a little bit. I want you here. Inhale, up. Now stay just as tall as you lower. Taller. Less wrinkles in those shirts. Up. And then open, circle around. Bend back in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, up. Straight down. Straight back up. Circle around now from the hip. Flex your Pilates stance. Hands are on the mat right next to your hip. Slide your hands towards your heels and then bring those arms to your ears. Now bring everything up into this diagonal and circle around. Hands on the mat by your hips. Chin to chest. Peel, scoop, round. Arms by the ears. Lift up, up, up. Circle. Open that chest even further. And we press it out. Arms to ears. Lift it up. Circle it around. And that's it, cross-legged. Okay, so I kind of took my band around that hand. I come back here like this. I'm going to connect my thumb and second finger, and I'm going to do some little triceps. So again, I'm slightly hinged forward. I'm not heavy on my seat. You're more than welcome to have your legs straight, but I don't want you looking down. I want you to look at me. Yes. And see if you can straighten these arms. Keep it behind that head. So it's like shaving off your hair and putting the hair back on. And 2. And 1. Let's hold this one up and then bring it around. Take that band higher up to the base of your armpits. And I'm going to switch which leg is on the mat. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to pinch again my band with my thumb and second finger. Palms are facing down. I'm sitting tall. Pull that navel in and up. And I'm going to inhale to exhale. Now when you take those arms back out, make sure you can see them in your peripheral vision. So I don't go way back like this and the band should leave your body. Now let's reverse that breath. Let's exhale. Inhale. Don't drop those arms. Stay chest height. Exhale forward. Inhale back. And here's 3. Good. Here's 2. Now hold this one out. I'm going to do little pulses. I'm going to have one arm cross over the other, but keep alternating that. Keep the belly pulling in. Stay nice and tall in that spine. Relax those shoulders. Now go for 4. And 3. Good. And 2. And 1. And release. Okay, let's take it behind our feet again. So I did mention that we're doing some things from the reformer, but I also wanted to do some of my favorite exercises from the mat. And I know this is one of your favorites too, is the roll-up. It's everyone's favorite. So I'm going to make an X with my band. I saw that. I'm getting some nasty looks. Do you? Okay, so the band will kind of assist you. So if you need more assistance, make that band tighter, get closer to your feet. All right? So we're going to start taking that chin to our chest, pull that navel back, and let that waistline pull you back. Melt those shoulders. The band will allow you to have more control. Nod that chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Inhale to exhale. And again, arms are staying long. Melt the shoulders. Scoop the belly. Tuck that tail. Shh. Don't forget the breath. We start lifting up the head with an inhale. Press the back of those legs deeper. I know. Breathe, breathe, breathe. The worst thing you can do is hold your breath. We bring it back. Melt those shoulders. Inhale to exhale. Keep lengthening those legs long. Nod that chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Don't let that band help you too much, right? No cheaters. Let's just do one more. We start to come back. Get some tension on that band. Squeeze those inner thighs. We nod that chin to our chest. We never drag that head off the floor. We bring it up. We bring it up. We bring it up. And then we're going to sit tall here. Okay, undo your X. Take your left foot out. I'm going to bend my left knee. I'm going to lie back, bringing this leg straight up and pull those elbows down. Another one of my favorites is single leg circles. Yes. So we're going to take that band leg and externally rotate it so the kneecap is facing away from you. You are more than welcome to keep your opposite leg bent, but please make sure you stay pressing into your center line. Don't let this leg flop around, okay? Or you can lengthen that leg all the way out onto the mat. And my kneecap is turned away from me, that straight leg, shoulders heavy, elbows down, rib cage heavy, and it's circle towards our center, round to come up. Inhale to exhale. 3 and come up. 2 and come up. One more, and let's reverse it. We go away, zip up 1. Nothing else should go with that leg. That's why we only go a couple inches out there away from that mat. And give me one more. Good. Bring the left leg up. Take the other leg out. You can keep the right knee bent, or you can lengthen it out onto the floor. Turn that left kneecap away from you. Same setup, shoulders down, rib cage heavy, and we go to the center, zip up 1. Inhale, exhale 2. This is not a break for your core. Your core is what's moving that leg. One more, and now let's reverse it. We go around to come up. Inhale, exhale, and we go for 3, and we go for 2, and we go for 1. Let's take both feet into that band, and we'll rock ourselves all the way up. All right, so take that band off the feet, and we're going to lay it straight across our mat, but we're going to be about a quarter of the way from the top. Okay. All right, so we're going to come on to our stomachs. And we're going to start with our traditional swan. So that's our hands are under our shoulders. Arms don't touch the mat at all. My legs are fist width apart. My belly button is pulling in. I give a little roll of a marble with my nose to lengthen from the crown of my head. I lift up my chest. My navel stays on the mat. I gently pinch my seat, and I come back down and pull your navel away from your mat. Roll a marble, lift up, inhale. Shoulders should be way away from those ears, and exhale back down. And again, lifting up, working those spinal extensors. Pull that navel back in as you come down. And here we go. We bring it up. We lower it down. Now I'm going to add some neck rolls. So we're gonna inhale, lift up, release the breath, look towards the screen, and circle down, around, and center. The opposite direction, look, circled around, and come back down. Now this time, I'm gonna bring my arms and extend them a little bit longer. If that's not for you, continue doing what we just did. So I'll do the same thing. I'll roll that marble, I'll press through, but this time, I'm gonna come up until my arms are straight. Now I'm gonna rock myself down by bending my elbows. I rock and pause. And inhale, exhale. I keep looking straight ahead. One more. And I lower it back down. And I grab onto my band. So I'm gonna pinch my band with my thumb and second finger. And I have my hands to the edge of my mat. Lower back issues, you can take your legs wider than one fist width. And I want you to keep your head and chest down for a second, but bring those hands off the mat and lengthen the arms long, palms face down. Now your pinkies are gonna come towards the center. You're gonna lift up your head and chest. You'll bring the head and chest back down, the arms stay off the mat. Inhale, pull back, open your chest, exhale. Lower back down. Gently squeeze your seat, and then bring it back down, pull your navel in. Let those arms come back out beside you. So I pull back, look down, you're hyperextending that neck, some of us. And again, inhale, pull, exhale, return. One more. Inhale, pull, exhale, bend your arms. Let the tension release from the band and then stretch back into a child's pose. Scoop that belly and round the back. Tail is heavy, arms are long. Relax your neck. Good. All right, so we're gonna come onto our mats, onto a forearm plank, and we're coming over our band like so. Then I'm gonna go back into a modified plank. I want you to hold this positioning here. I want you to make sure you can feel that connection of your shoulders to your back. So I want you to squeeze like those lemons in those armpits. I'm in a modified plank position to make sure we have the upper body positioning correct, okay? All right, now if you want more advanced, you can take those knees off the mat, but don't lose that connection with your shoulders to your back. Now you're gonna turn and face the front of the room. You're gonna turn and face me. And I want you to grab onto the band that's in front of you. And you are more than welcome to always have the back knee down. Okay? I'm gonna grab my ends, and all I want you to do is press up and down. I'm looking down towards that elbow. Yep. And here's 3, and 2, and 1, and bring it back down. I'm gonna come back into that modified plank. I'm gonna connect those connections a little bit deeper, because the more we get into class, the more tired we can get, and we start to not fire those muscles as much. So I need you to make sure right now that you're still squeezing those lemons in those armpits, the shoulders are still connected, the belly's still pulling in. More advanced, take the knees off, turn to face the opposite direction, grab onto that band, my elbows pointed to the ceiling, and I straighten my arm, and I bend it. You can always have the back knee on the mat for support. Yep. And if you were in that modified plank, you'd have both knees, right? 2 more here. 1 more. And I bring it back down, and I go to that modified plank. Now, if you're able, remember, modified plank isn't hips on the floor. It's hips over that mat. I'm going to take my right hand, then my left hand, and come into an extended arm modified plank. Okay. So we're going to do these tiny little bend of the elbow and press. They're tiny. Tiny and press. I want those elbows pointing behind you. Everything is lowering at the same time, so I shouldn't see your booty sticking up like this. Tuck it in, pull that belly in. And let's just do 2 more. 1 more. And we'll stretch back. I'm going to release my wrists and my shoulders by bringing the arms behind me. Palms up, curl the fingertips to your wrist. Good. Okay. Grab back onto your band and onto your seat we go. Put the band behind your right foot. Do your best to have it in the center of your band. Doesn't have to be perfect, but don't be too off. All right, so the other leg is going to stay straight. I'm going to bring this leg up. I'm going to pull my elbows to that rib cage. Pressing my leg that's on the mat further into that mat. I'm going to rock back. Take your time until I'm all the way down. And I want you to feel this lovely hamstring stretch. Stay here for a couple breaths. So inhale and exhale on your own. But come on, push that band and pull it towards you. Get a lovely stretch. Bring those arms straight up. Nod the chin to your chest. And we're going to try and peel ourselves back up off the mat. I want you to pull those elbows back in. Bring that leg a little closer towards you. Roll it back down. Take your time. 4, 3, 2. Stretch that hamstring. Lovely. Bring those arms straight up. Nod that chin to your chest. Press that straight leg that's on the mat into that floor. Bring it up. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And lower this leg. Put both ends into the hand that matches that leg. Okay? Come on to the opposite hip. So that leg should be on top. Yep. So if your right foot has the band, you're going onto your left hip. You can face away from me. I'll cue you through it. Okay. We're going to lay all the way down on my arm. And this arm here is bent and pressing into the floor. Now I take these legs up and down. Up and down. Make sure the top shoulder is relaxed. And I'm lengthening those legs. And I'm making sure I've got hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. My bottom rib cage should be nice and light on that mat. Yep. Make sure your neck is supported. Exhale. Inhale. Up and down. Up and down. Take your time. 4. Don't be like, oh, this is the easy part of class. You're not using muscles then. You're not working from your core. 1 more. Good. Now, I'm going to keep that band on that foot. I'm going to roll to face my mat. And I'm going to come up into a quadruped position. Yep. Okay. I'm going to have an end in each hand. Put an end in each hand. And while I'm here, I'm going to slide this up to my heel. I want to press through my heel. These are just some extra things I'm throwing in for you this morning, that's all. Okay, we're all doing very well. All right, so I want you to press out and come in. So the closer I hold the band towards me, the tighter that band will be, and the more you're going to work the glute. Flex and press. Yep. I want you to squeeze that seat as you drive that heel out there, and then use your core to bring that leg back in. Good. Hopefully you feel something in that booty. Everything we do in here, you should feel work. There's no break. There's no break until class is over. Or we do a little child's pose. That's your breaks in class. And we go for 4. Here's 3. It shouldn't get loose when you bring that knee in, so you might need to tighten that band. Now stay out here. We're going to do tiny ones. Bend just a little bit and press. Squeeze. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and back onto your seat. Good morning. Let's put our other foot in. So I just did my right foot. If you did something opposite, just change feet. But you should be in your left foot. All right. And we have our toes in it, not our heel. Toes. All right. So the opposite leg is pressing down into the floor. I'm going to bring this leg up. I'm going to bend my elbows. Elbows stay down to my side. Press your leg, it's on the mat, further into the mat as you reach back. We stay here for that lovely hamstring stretch. Breathe on your own, inhaling and exhaling. Keep pushing that leg even longer. Now bring the arms straight up. Eyes to belly. Peel yourself up. I bend my elbows, get that leg a little closer to me, melt that waistline back. Give me that lovely stretch. Yes. Arms up. Take your eyes to your navel. Peel yourself up. I'm still pushing the other leg into the floor, I know. Bend those elbows. Bring it up towards you. Roll it back, roll it back, roll it back, and getting that final hamstring stretch. Good. Now I'm going to put both ends into that hand that matches the foot, and I'm going to roll onto the opposite hip. So if it's my left foot that has the band, I'm going onto my right side. I completely lie flat on that arm. I slide my hand down, I bend the elbow, my hands resting on the mat. I make sure my hips are stacked, my shoulders are relaxed. I lift both legs up and down. Up and down. Work the obliques. I exhale as I lift. Make sure that that top shoulder is not cranking up to the ear. Nice. Feel the muscles. I feel the outer thigh, outer hip, oblique. Even my glutes are working. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale as you lift. Take your time. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right. Now I'm going to come on to my front into a quadruped position. So I keep that band with that foot. Then I'm going to hand each end to each hand, so one end per hand. I slide that band up so my heel is in it. You choose how tight, bless you, choose how tight to make your band. So if you bend your knee and it's super, super loose, I would slide your hands closer towards you a little bit more, okay? All right, shoulders connected to your back, belly pulling in, crown of the head long, and we press that heel out and in. That's it. And fire the glute. Glute, belly brings it back in. And squeeze. You're making a fist with that glute as you straighten that leg out. Bam. And press. Try to not lean to that opposite hip. So every once in a while, glance and make sure that the knee and the hip of the standing leg are straight up and down. Try not to feel any strain to those shoulders. Squeeze lemons in those armpits and press through those hands. Straighten that leg. Oh, straighten it all the way out. Come on. Pretend like I'm standing behind you. You want to knock me over. 3, 2, hold it back. Tiny ones. 8, 7, 6. As I bend, I push back out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Take that band from off the feet. I'm going to do a little child's pose stretch because you deserve a little break. And my wrists are going to have a little stretch here. Breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Okay, so we're going to go into a plank. And it's optional whether or not you want the band. So I'm going to take the band to the base of my armpit behind me. So any kind of wrist issue, I probably wouldn't use the band, but it's up to you. You can try it. Okay. So here I am in my little quadruped position. Now I want you to feel like you're pushing up against that band if you have the band. And even if you don't have the band, visualize the band behind you and you pressing your back up against that ceiling or up against that band. You can go back to a modified plank here, or you can go into a full plank. But I want you to keep the pressure on that band. Keep the tail tucked, keep the core pulling in. I'm going to take my right foot up. I'm going to flex my left heel twice, put that foot back down. Left foot up, flex that right heel twice, put the left foot back down. So it's up, pulse, pulse, put it down. Up, pulse, pulse, put it down. Get those booties down. They're up in the air. So the only thing that's going up in the air is that heel of that foot, not your bum. Give me one more each side. Pulse, pulse, one more. Pulse, pulse, and we lower down. I'm going to release that band. I'm going to release my wrist. Either arms can go behind you, they can go in front. But feel that nice stretch. Now we're going to be doing another exercise. These are a lot in right in a row with the weight on the wrist. If you want, you can roll up the end of your mat. And that little bit of elevation to the heel of the hand might give you a little bit of relief. And if not, take a break if you need it, okay? So I'm going to go back into my plank again. And I want you to take your right leg straight up. And I'm going to bring this knee forward. I'm going to lift that leg back up. And then bring that knee in. I lift that leg up, bring that knee in. I inhale up. One more. And I'm going to hold this one here. And I want you to swing it left and right. Everything else stays still. Swing. 3, 2, 1. It's out to the side. Now bring it to the elbow, straight back. To the elbow, straight back. And 3, and 2, and 1. To your knees, and stretch. Woo! Okay, lots of time left. I'm loving it. I know you are too. Okay, we ready? Did we regroup? All right, other leg. Are we ready? Connect those shoulders. Go back into your plank. Now my left leg is going to lift up and then drive the knee forward. Lift it up. Exhale. That's it. And bring it up. Take it in. Go your own pace. I'm going to reset my hands. Keep going. Let's just do one more. We inhale up. Now we stay, and we're going to take this knee. Right, left, right, left. Everything else is going to stay still. Squeezing lemons in those armpits. You got this. Woohoo! 2 more. Yeah? Okay, we're out. Go to the elbow, press out. To the elbow, press out. 4, 3, 2, and then lower and stretch. How'd that go? We're still here? Okay, no one left. All right, if you rolled up your mat for your wrist, unroll it. Take as much time here as you need to regroup. Whew. Okay, back onto our seats. I hope you feel this. I hope you feel like you're working today. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. So I want you to take the band behind the feet again. And I'm going to come back onto my elbows and my legs like a frog. And I'm going to be pressing out. And my bands are the outside of my thighs, by the way. And this is not for your shoulders to collapse like this. You're going to roll them back. You're going to connect them to your rib cage. You're going to push out and in. Out and in. Take your time. Make sure all those connections are there. Shoulders to rib cage, belly in and up, wrapping the thigh, your seat to feet connection. Where are we? And 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock yourself up. Balance. See if we can push out and in. Pushing it out and in. Yes. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and take the feet down. Okay. Legs in parallel, feet flexed. I'm going to walk my hands further down. I'm going to slide my feet down a little further. I want you to roll it back to the lower back touches, just the lower back, and then bring yourself rounded back up. And again, bring it back. Tuck your tail, melt those shoulders. Bring yourself back up. Inhale back, don't take too long. Exhale. Now you can stay doing this, or you can balance. I walk my hands down a little further. Keep your arms right next to your sides, and we can roll like a ball. So we can rock back, booty up, booty down. Gently rock back. Keep everything pulling in. Keep your feet pressing in that band. Inhale to exhale. Don't think of, oh, if I go real fast, I'll definitely get up there, but you won't feel a thing in your core. Always keep that chin to your chest and never rock onto your neck. Inhale, exhale, and then lengthen your legs out and sit nice and tall. Ooh. Take that band off from the feet. I'm going to fold it a couple times. Slide my feet as wide as my mat. I'm going to do a little spine stretch. So we're back to some of our mat exercises. Press the back of those knees down into the floor. That band is tight. Inhale up taller. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest. As I keep exhaling, as far forward as my fingers go, my navel goes in the opposite direction. Inhale up. Feel your core pulling you up, not your back. Exhale. Navel goes back as your arms go forward. Inhale. You're stacking on top of that lower back, not behind it. Exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, bring the legs together. We're going to do a twist. Inhale. Exhale to me. Inhale. Away from me. Now, some of us have that pelvis tucked. I want you up nice and tall. Yes. Inhale. Exhale. Twist even taller. Try not to move the legs of the feet. Use that breath. Last one. And release. Okay. Band goes flat again. Knees are bent, thighs are together. We roll it down. We're going to do some bridges. And then we're going to come up to a high kneel. All right. So my arms are going to reach long. My arms are long and they are against my thigh. Arms are long. I'm pinching the band with my thumb and second finger. My palms are facing the mat. Hands are flat. Fingers are reaching long. We're going to tuck our pelvis And as we're coming up, we're going to press through that band. And I'll return back down my spine, and the band will become much more loose. Tuck the tail. Band's going to start to get tight, tighter, tighter. And I lower back down. Take your time. Tuck that tail. Arms stay straight. And I sort of push down a little bit to make that work a little bit more. And then come back down. So we want to strengthen the back of our bodies as we stretch the front. Belly's pressing in. Exhale back down. Let's add on. Tuck that tail. Lift up. And on the exhale, we push down those hands. Inhale, release. Exhale, push down. We're staying in that bridge. And 4. Keep those hips just as high. 2 more. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, we melt back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to fold the band in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to hold that up over my chest. I'm going to drive through my feet again, lift up, stay up. Make sure the back of the head is firmly pressing into the mat, as well as the shoulders. I'm going to take my right foot, lift it up to a tabletop. I'm going to do a single leg bridge. Give me 8 on this leg. Down, up. Inhale, exhale. Halfway there, make sure you're squeezing that left glute. And 3, and 2. Hold it up, put your foot down. Let's bring the other foot to a tabletop. Shoulders down, hips up, and here we go. Inhale, exhale. Make sure you're working in that right inner thigh. 4 more. Here's 4. Squeeze your right glute. 3. Drive that navel in and up deeper. 2. Hold that bridge. Put foot down. Lift up those hips. Bring the arms behind you. Give me a nice big inhale. Now articulate your spine down on the exhale. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Good. Hug those knees in. And we're going to rock ourselves up. And we're going to come into a high kneel. You can stay facing the center. I'll face you. Check in with your bodies. So we're going to do a chest expansion here. So my legs are fist width apart. My arms are shoulder width, chest height. So I want you to feel like you're pushing your hips forward so you can feel your hamstrings and your glutes engage. Okay? We're going to come down to the thigh, open the chest, and return back home. Inhale, open. So you can't just pull down and say, okay, I want you to open the chest, come back through. So I'm squeezing the blades towards the center as my chest opens. The back of my head should be in line with the rest of my spine. And open your chest. Okay, so here's what I see. I'm closing my chest, right? So think of going through a door frame, opening your chest is how I want you to feel. 1 more. Open. Okay. Now, take the band behind you. I'm going to turn this way now. And we're going to do a thigh stretch. Knee issues, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. You can continue doing what we just did. So as I'm hinging back, my arms are going to press forward. So I got my palms facing down. I'm pinching with my thumb and second finger. I'm going to find something to look at because I don't want you to throw your head back. So look at something that's, towards the floor. As I press out, I'm going to hinge back and then come back home. Don't arch, don't arch. Yeah. Inhale, everything goes back. Exhale. Keep that core engaged. Inhale.
exhale, and one more. Good. And then if your knees allow you, I'm going to sit back. But you don't have to sit back. You can stay in your high kneel. Okay? Now I want you to flip your palms to face the ceiling. I want you to press out and come back in. Out and come back in. Now, as we're doing this, I want you now to give me a little bit more focus on the tail pushing down and the belly pulling in. So once we have that engagement, and if your knees are okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is come up and then come back down. Do you see how high I came up? I kept my seat over my heels. And then come back down. Oh, so I don't want you to lean like this. I want you to think of balancing that dinner plate. Keep your booty over your heels if you're able. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Now bring it to a high nail. Hold it here on the exhale. And we're going to use little out circles. Out, out. Down and out, and 3, and 2, and 1, reverse, up and around. And now I'm going to go a little lower, a little higher, and 3, and 2, and 1, and I'll sit back down. Okay, onto your seat. Now you can say this is fun, because this is our frogs and legs circles. All right, so we're going to take the band behind the right foot. Let's try to have it behind the toes, not the arch. So we're going to do this twice. First set will be all with the right foot with the band, and then we do it all over with the left. And hopefully we don't run out of time. It's going to be lopsided. All right, so bring both knees in. But I want you to have the ends in just your right hand. Connect your heels, make a Pilates V. Okay? And I'm going to press out and come in. My head's going to stay down. My rib cage has to be heavy, so I'm imprinting my spine on my mat. I press out, and my heels have got to stay centered. 2 more. Now on this one, I press out on the inhale, exhale, come up, and now I circle out and around. Yep. Out and around. Now I don't care how big you take your circles or how low, but you gotta keep your spine imprinting. Nothing else can go with you. Now hold at the top. Then I'm gonna reverse it. I come down, open, my knees stay turned out, my heels connect as soon as they come back into the center. Inhale down, exhale around. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now I want you to take this left leg down towards your mat. Okay? Now both legs are going to meet in the middle. Middle, separate. So my right leg is moving too. They're going to meet halfway down to 45. So I push down to 45 and I connect those legs. And push. One's coming up, one's pressing down to meet at 45. And 2, and 1, and bring both legs up, and we'll switch the foot out. Both ends into my left hand. Other arm goes along to my side. My heels are in a Pilates stance. Bring your knees in, and we're going to do frogs first. Inhale to exhale. Everything else has to stay anchored down. Both sits bones, both hips, both shoulders. The breath is inhale on the out, exhale in. And 3, rib cage heavy, yes. 2, now inhale out, exhale up, and circle away, connect and bring it back up. Press right into that center line. Connect those heels like there's magnets. Connecting those heels back together. Rib cage is staying heavy. Can you reach both legs longer?
both legs, not just the one in the band. And now we're going to reverse it. That's push down, open and around. The core is still engaged. Ooh, 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now my right leg is going to hover all the way down to the mat. Now they're going to meet at 45. We meet and apart. Bam. Take your time. 4, 3, apart. Connect 2 and 1, and bring both legs up. Both feet into the band. We rock ourselves up. Woo! Okay. Let go of your band. Come on. Stay with me. I go back to the center of my mat. Okay, take your right foot forward. We're finishing. I want you to give me a nice lunge forward. Nice deep lunge forward. Now, if you can, put one hand on each side of that foot. Flex your back foot. Drive the heel back, get your knee off the mat. Now lunge as far forward as you can. Keep your hands where they are and straighten the leg. Take it back forward. So we're going to inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Lower that back knee and come to a high kneel, and we'll switch the legs out. So I start with my hands on my thigh. Proud chest, lunge forward. Take one hand on each side of that foot. Flex that back foot, drive the knee off the mat. Lunge forward. Straighten that leg as far as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stretch the hip. So it's hamstring stretching, hip. We'll just do 1 more. Lower that back knee down. Come back to that high kneel. Take 2 knees onto the mat. I'm going to take my knees as wide as my mat. I'm going to do a nice stretch back here. You did it. You made it. I'm proud of you. Take a couple breaths. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. I'll walk my hands back in. Yep. I'm going to do 1 more deep breath here. Circle those arms straight up. And then bring them right back down. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. You made it. Good job today. All right.